Hello, welcome to Ask the Expert. I'm Amy Ernst, the Education Specialist for the Alzheimer's Association's West Virginia chapter in the wonderful state of West Virginia. And we are going to start a nice series that we're going to offer on a regular basis through our website called Ask the Expert, where we're going to feature different topics where caregivers, those people that are professional caregivers or family caregivers, and those people who may have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease or other dementias themselves can access this site and look at some little tips on taking care of themselves and taking care of people with Alzheimer's disease and dementia. So today's topic is going to be on communication. And we wanted to focus on communication because we often get calls from people through our 24-hour helpline concerning communicating with somebody who has Alzheimer's disease or other dementias. And we also get calls from people who have a diagnosis of dementia wanting to know how the disease is going to affect them. Communication, if you looked it up in Webster's dictionary, is defined as a behavior that sends a message. And if communication is a behavior that sends a message, it can be through words, signage, gestures, tone, aromas, and things like that. People that have Alzheimer's disease and other dementias often have difficulty with communicating. Sometimes they're losing their verbal communication, not necessarily that they would forget how to say a word or to spell a word, but their comprehension starts to become difficult for them. They tell us early in the disease that people with Alzheimer's disease especially may lose 2 out of 3 words they'll understand, and they lose 1 word out of that conversation. So as they're listening to somebody talk, they may not be understanding the full conversation. So caregivers and people taking care of folks that have other dementias, whether that's Alzheimer's disease or one of the other known dementias, should be very aware of the fact that as they're speaking to someone, they may visually be shaking their head and affirming that they hear them and say that they understand, but they truly may be missing all or part of a verbal message. They need to be more aware then of their nonverbal cues with how they're standing, how their facial features look, whether they seem to be getting a little bit upset during the conversation or nervous, anxious, moving more frequently. So some of the things that you can go back to is, number 1, be patient with the person that you are dealing with. Don't give too many instructions at one time. Keep it short and simple. If you're using a lot of words, also add gestures in there. Become more of fun with conversation, pantomime a little bit. Start to add some more of those visual gestures and showing people where to sit. If you're saying hello, make sure you're saying hello to them. If you want them to sit down, ask them to sit down. If you want them to stop, ask them to stop. Just become more animated in your address, because that can mean the difference between them understanding and not understanding. Also, bring in visual props. If you want to have them doing something with you or involving them in participating in a bathing experience or dressing themselves, choosing an outfit, or even just taking a walk, bring in a prop that might be appropriate to help them to visualize what you're saying so that the visual piece can add to their ability and enhance the conversation. That way then they become less anxious and maybe more encouraged to participate and less apprehensive about what the message meant. So those are some basic tips on ways to converse with people with Alzheimer's disease and dementia. We have more expanded information available, of course, on our online things through our website and also through the national website. There's a nice caregiver series that's available. We also have information that's available to you through our 800 number, through our helpline, which is 1-800-272-3900, and you can call us anytime, day or night, to ask for more information. We also have a wonderful array of brochures and handout materials that we can offer to you through our free lending libraries in each one of our offices. In the Morgantown area, it's located in Morgantown. There's one in Parkersburg, West Virginia, and of course our headquarters in Charleston, West Virginia. We also have what's called a caregiver handbook, which has a wealth of information in it that was developed and designed by the West Virginia chapter. So We look forward to seeing you again and hope you'll join us again in the future for Ask the Expert.